I'm going to show you how to make a parabola, and in order to do that you'll need a pencil, a compass, possibly some tape, some notebook paper, and a ruler. I kind of have a weird ruler here that I'm using. And you'll notice on this paper you can barely see it, but just above the edge of the paper here I drew a line. That'll be my directrix. Remember, a parabola has a directrix. And about in the middle of the paper I drew a axis of symmetry, which will be the middle of this. And I'm going to make my focal length 2.5 inches will be P, focal length. And so just to double check that, I would take my compass and I would put it on my ruler right there at 1, and I would go up to 2. I guess mine's at 2. Let's see, let's double check it. No, it is 2.5. So we're going to go up to 2.5. Right there's 2.5. And I'll double check it. There's 2.5. And there's 2.5. So good thing I checked it. So this will be my vertex. This will be my focus. And my focal length is 2.5. So now it's very simple from this point. I do need these lines here to show me that these are perpendicular to the directrix. And the easiest way to make a parabola is always start with the focus and extend it slightly beyond the vertex and put a mark over like this and this, and then go down here to where it's just about perpendicular to the line. You can see it's right there. Now these two lines are equidistant from the directrix to where the parabola will be, and the focus to where the parabola will be. This is going to help me find that. Now I'm going to go over here on the other side, and I kind of put my compass down here, and I can see about right there is perpendicular, and that's my point. Now I'm going to put a little mark right there, and I'm going to shorten up just a little bit, and now I'm going to start to do this just a little bit faster. Be right here, right there. I'm going to come down here and look for about where it is perpendicular. This is why the lined paper works really good. And I'm going to come over here and look at my line about right there. Looks perpendicular, and I'm going to mark that, and there's my point right there. Okay, now I'm going to do another one from the focus. Always go from the focus, and I want to extend it now a little beyond the other one. You can see the other line right here, and we'll do that one. Now I've got my compass set pretty tight, so it's not going to slide. So I'm going to go this way and this way. Then I'm going to arc up. That's what you call that. I'm going to arc up. You can see because of my vertical lines, I can tell about right there is vertical. I'm looking right here. This is vertical because the lines on the paper can tell me that. And right about, looks like about right there is vertical. Down here is vertical. Right here at this point. Right there. So there's my next dot. And I'm going to keep doing this, and what I'm creating is a locus of points, which is the parabola that has a focal length of 2 inches. So here's another one, and I arc over here. I go down and look for the parallel to it, the perpendicular to it, about right there. I hope you're getting why I'm being careful down here where this is coming up. And looks to me about right there. And there's another point. Okay, now I'm going to arc this out a little more this time. I'm right there, so let's go a little further. Maybe a little further than that. Arc it out. Arc it out. Find where it's perpendicular. About right there. And about right here. Now I'm actually making a parabola that will be having this as its focus. And let's do another one. Hopefully we can speed up a little bit. And then I'm going to come down here to the directrix. Now you can see I'm almost vertical on this line. Almost vertical. Okay, so now the easiest way to do this, and I'm going to have to turn this over to do it, the easiest way to do this is to draw with your pencil on the inside here. So here's my focus. So I'm going to draw. Now this is kind of an art draw. I'm going to draw. And I could project this to go on out. I'll probably be somewhat off as I go out there. And the same over here. Draw it, art draw it in. Some of you will be better at this than others. And so here's my parabola, and there's the focus. Now in theory, the distance from here across to the parabola, now I'm probably off because I didn't finish those last 2 points, but the distance should be, wow, it came out exact, 5. This is actually twice the focal length. Here's half of it right here, 2.5, and actually the distance here is 5. And this was called the lattus rectum, and it is 4P is the lattus rectum. So a good way to check to see if you did good, and it looks like we were just right on, which rarely happens, is to measure that. And sure enough, this one is pretty close, It would be right there. So the distance across here is 4P, and RP here happens to be 2.5. So our graph more accurately looks like it would come out like this. Now you're going to make one of these, but a much bigger one, and your focal length, you're going to do this one with this focal length, and then we're going to do the same thing with a bigger one. And this would actually be a nice one to be able to cut out on your foam board and make a, I'll kind of art draw this in here, make a paraboloid by cutting that out, and then we would put foil on this part of it. We would probably need 2 of these, 3 of these, probably 3 of these to do this. Okay, so that's a little bit about how to make a parabola using a ruler, a pencil, lined paper, and a compass.